What is the two Kongs theory? First, we need to understand the DK life cycle. The Donkey Kong life cycle is in 5 parts: baby, junior, adult, elder, and ghost. Our examples are Baby DK, DK Jr., Donkey Kong, Cranky Kong, and Wrinkly Kong's ghost. Donkey Kong the First has been seen as a baby, adult, and elder, and likely will be a ghost when he dies, though we never see him in his junior design, even though we can assume he's had one. In every appearance that DK Jr. has ever had, he is wearing his iconic white sleeveless shirt. Sometimes it has the letter J for Junior or a different symbol on it. Seemingly, he never ages either, always being depicted as a child, a junior. DK Jr. was originally supposed to be Donkey Kong's sidekick in Donkey Kong Country 1, but Rareware wanted to change his design. Nintendo asked that the design be kept the same, or that they make a new character, and that's how Diddy Kong was created. Interestingly, when the original Donkey Kong the First became old, his design was changed, and his name was changed to Cranky Kong to reflect that. The name Donkey Kong is passed down in the lineage. Cranky Kong, Donkey Kong Jr., and Donkey Kong the Third all held the title. It just changes with age and appearance. This suggests that Nintendo has designs associated with certain names. Therefore, I propose that when Donkey Kong Jr. grew up, he changed his shirt for a tie, dropped the suffix of Jr., and became just Donkey Kong. In the original duology, DK Jr. shows up to help his dad against Mario. In Donkey Kong 94, DK Jr. again shows up to help his dad. So why is it then, in the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series, which has the same premise as those games, does DK Jr. never show up to help his dad? Donkey Kong the First is the one who originally kidnapped Pauline and was defeated, imprisoned, and tortured by Mario. He was saved by his son DK Jr., aka Donkey Kong the Second. Donkey Kong the First eventually grew old and became Cranky Kong. At some point, Donkey Kong the Third came into the picture. He is the one in the main timeline with King K. Rool and the other Kongs that seemingly started with the Country series. After Junior was passed over as the sidekick in Donkey Kong Country, he largely disappeared from the public eye. Or did he? Is it possible that this DK Jr. grows up to be the Donkey Kong we know in the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series? DK Jr. in the titular Donkey Kong Jr. does not demonstrate the use of any contraptions. However, DK Jr. does demonstrate the use of contraptions in Donkey Kong 94, the game considered to be the predecessor to the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series. He also demonstrates an understanding of mathematics in DK Jr. Math, suggesting that he has a high level of intelligence. Mario, Pauline, Donkey Kong, and DK Jr. have all made amends at the end of Donkey Kong 94. But after watching his father get whipped and caged by Mario, and even himself caged, he became more of a villain. He tried for a while, went karting, played tennis, but he just couldn't let bygones be bygones. Eventually, his father abandoned him in favor of his grandson. With no father figure around, he never really grew up. That would explain his obsession with things like toys and theme parks, why he has no manners with women, ergo Pauline, yet how he demonstrates the intelligence to create the contraptions found in said games. He was also the reason his father started to be called Cranky Kong. DK Jr. dropped the title of Junior from his name, exchanged his shirt for the DK tie, and claimed his rightful title as Donkey Kong. With their image identical and their name the same, how could you trust yourself to know which is which? And Cranky, being a bit senile, gets his son and grandson confused, which is why he is so mean to him. Donkey Kong the Third didn't have a son of his own, but teamed up with his nephew Diddy, keeping the Donkey Kong father and son type duo legacy alive. Junior, however, went out on his own. He's never seen with any other Kongs in the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series. But old habits die hard, and he kidnaps Pauline just like his father did all those years ago. I would also consider the theory that Donkey Kong 94 is actually a sequel to the original games, with a grown-up DK Jr. as Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong the Third as the new DK Jr. He was following exactly in his father's footsteps, which is why he never stops, as we see in the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series. Meanwhile, Donkey Kong III grows up to be the hero we see in the Donkey Kong Country series and onwards. The harsh reality is that we'll never really know, and that's the point. They don't want you to know who is who, for they are DK.
V has come too.
They're no sons of mine, and they're sure as hell not me. What they are is much sicker than that. Now do you remember who you are? What you were meant to do? I cheated death thanks to you. And thanks to you, I've left my mark. You have too. You've written your own history. You're your own man.
I'm Donkey Kong.
And you are too. No, he's the two of us together. Where we are today, we built it. This story, this legend, it's ours. We can change the world and with it the future. I am you and you are me. Carry that with you wherever you go. Thank you, my friend. From here on out.
You're Donkey Kong.
We have no past, no future, and even if we did, it wouldn't be truly ours. You and I are just copies of our father.